Hello and welcome to the Times of India. I'm Nalin Mehta. It's a real cliffhanger in Haryana where all the exit polls have been proved wrong, barring one, and we now have a real race to decide who will form the government in this state. With us is Rakesh Mohan Chaturvedi of the Economic Times and Sanjeev Singh of the Times of India. So, Sanjeev, what has changed in Haryana? We can see that there's a real difference between the rural vote and the urban vote.
Well, I think more than the rural-urban divide, it is basically strategic voting from the dominant Jat community against the BJP, which is what we are seeing manifest itself in the number of seats that have come. And also the fact that the traditional, party of the Indian National Lok Dal, that has totally been relegated to the sidelines, and it is the new kid on the block, Dushyant Chautala, and his fledgling party that has taken over the mantle of the Indian National Lok Dal in these elections.
Rakesh, the BJP was campaigning on its slogan of at least 75 seats.
Yeah.
Manohar Lal Khattar was considered to be in the driving seat until a couple of days ago by most observers. So, but the leads as we are seeing now, that's painted a totally different picture.
Yeah, so BJP was banking on the euphoria of the Lok Sabha elections, the impressive victory there, and they thought there is nobody in the opposition against them. And they raked up the Article 370 issue, thinking that will click among the voters, especially the Jats. That has not worked, and this election is basically it's gone on caste, where BJP has not done well.
So there are two or three stories emerging in Haryana. The first is the collapse of the INLD. That vote has completely got dispersed.
Yeah.
The second is the Jat vote, which seems to have gone this way, and the third is the re-emergence of the Congress old guard. Sanjeev.
Yes, in fact, going by the developments in the last week before polling happened, we saw there was this huge rift within the Congress, four different sides pulling all of them in different directions. But eventually, in the end, we saw that Bhupinder Hooda actually delivered for the Congress. And it is a sort of a message to the Congress High Command that you need to promote your regional leaders who have some sort of following at the grassroots level. Otherwise, the sort of leadership we have seen from the Congress right at the top has been very, very disheartening.
So one of the things we are also seeing, of course, is the fact that Haryana had very high unemployment.
Yeah.
So at some point, the point you were making, the dichotomy between the high-level national issues, nationalism, Article 370, which was the core of the BJP's campaign, economic reality on the ground, that along with the caste matrix on the ground, that's coming back, more normal elections, if you like.
Yeah, so the youth seems to have voted against the BJP. Dushyant Chautala is emerging as a youth leader, and the high unemployment in across the country, that is a factor that has played a role. Haryana, especially the part that joins Delhi, has this industrial belt, and the unemployment there was quite visible. And so the disenchantment with the Khattar government because of these factors has definitely played a role.
We can also see a clear urban-rural divide, no, Sanjeev?
Yeah, there is, but also just I wanted to add to what Rakesh was saying. There is also the leadership factor.
Yeah.
A lot of instances have been pointed out to us where, Manohar Lal Khattar tried to go against the caste tide, giving tickets to people who were not from, a community that had a sizable chunk of votes in a particular assembly constituency. So that also seems to have, had its own ripple effect in making sure that the BJP doesn't do so well. So despite the urban-rural divide and the Jats voting together, there is also this play of Manohar Lal Khattar's leadership in trying to, change the caste matrix, which unfortunately for him doesn't seem to have worked so far.
So what we are essentially seeing also is that we were always calling this a game-changing election in the sense that it would either have been a continuation of the wave of 2019 or some kind of a revival. What we are seeing in both Haryana and Maharashtra is that on the ground in state assembly elections, people are looking at things differently, and it's just that one narrative is not enough to win elections, and it's a course correction election, if you like.
Yeah. So there's this realization that Narendra Modi is not going to be the chief minister. So in the Lok Sabha election, you vote for the BJP because of course there's a Tina factor. And Narendra Modi has that charisma, so people vote. But when it comes to the assembly elections, they realize that the chief minister is going to be somebody from their state, and if they don't see a very credible face, and of course even the MLAs, because the politics there becomes more local.
So on a day when the JJP has become the kingmaker in Haryana, on a day when a lot of conventional ideas about Haryana politics have been have fallen by the wayside, the Congress old guard has made a comeback in Haryana, and the BJP has underdelivered compared to what it was expecting in Haryana and also in Maharashtra. It is definitely a game-changing day in politics. It's a different election from what many had expected from the Lok Sabha elections. Keep watching the Times of India for more updates.